Let's start with something we've all been guilty of. That desperate need to be understood. You know what I'm talking about, right? Someone misunderstands your intentions, judges your actions, or completely misses the point of what you're trying to say. And suddenly you're in full explanation mode. You're typing paragraphs, having those late night conversations, maybe even losing sleep over it. Here's the thing, there's this peculiar kind of freedom that comes with realizing you actually can't control how others perceive you. I know, it sounds crazy at first, but stick with me. We exhort ourselves trying to explain, defend, or justify our actions to people who have already made up their minds about us. It's like trying to convince someone that pizza is better than burgers when they've already decided they hate pizza. You could give them the most amazing slice in the world, but if they're not open to it, they're just not open to it. This endless pursuit of validation becomes like a self-imposed prison where our emotional well-being gets held hostage by other people's opinions. And honestly, there's no way to live. You're basically giving strangers and acquaintances the remote control to your happiness. And that's wild when you think about it. Now, here's the truth that's both liberating and challenging. No amount of explanation will force someone to see your perspective if they're not willing to. You could present the most eloquent defense, share your most vulnerable truths, or offer the most sincere apologies, but you can't control how others receive them. It's like trying to force someone to taste sweetness when their taste buds are broken. Some people will misunderstand you deliberately. Yeah, those people exist. And they're not your people. Some will misinterpret you innocently because they're viewing everything through their own lens of experience. And others, they'll just be completely indifferent to your side of the story. They've got their own stuff going on, their own problems, their own perspectives. But here's what I need you to understand. This isn't a reflection of your worth or the validity of your truth. It's just the nature of human interaction. We're all walking around with different backgrounds, different triggers, different ways of seeing the world. Expecting everyone to understand you is like expecting everyone to have the same flavor color. It's just not realistic. So here's where the real transformation happens. When you shift your focus inward, instead of pouring all that energy into changing others' perceptions. What if you invested that energy in strengthening your own foundation? Your internal stability shouldn't depend on external validation. It's like building your house on quicksand. True peace comes from knowing who you are and standing firmly in your truth, regardless of who understands or agrees with it. And let me be clear, this doesn't mean becoming some cold, disconnected person who doesn't care about anyone. That's not what we're going for here. It means developing a strong enough sense of self that others' opinions, while you may hear them, don't shake your core. Think about a tree. It can bend in the wind. It can hear the storm, but it doesn't uproot itself every time the weather changes. That's the kind of stability we're talking about. You can be empathetic, you can listen, you can care, but you don't have to let every opinion reshape who you are. Here's another hard truth. Life rarely offers the neat resolutions we see in movies. Some chapters end mid-sentence. Some questions remain forever unanswered. And some relationships conclude without the closure we desperately crave. I know that sucks to hear, but learning to accept this reality isn't giving up. It's actually growing up. It's understanding that your healing and growth aren't dependent on others' acknowledgement or approval. You don't need your ex to admit they were wrong for you to move on. You don't need that former friend to apologize for you to find peace. You don't need your family to understand your choices for those choices to be valid. This is probably one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn personally. I used to exhaust myself trying to get closure from people who had no intention of giving it to me. I replay conversations, craft the perfect texts, plan what I say if I ran into them. But you know what? That energy could have been spent on so much better things, like actually healing, growing, and building the life I wanted. So let's talk about what you can actually control, because that's where your power really lies. You can control your reactions, how you respond when someone misunderstands you. You can control your boundaries, who gets access to your energy and explanations. You can control your personal growth, how you learn from experiences and become better. And you can control your inner peace, how you choose to feel about yourself regardless of external noise. The energy you once spent trying to be understood by others, channel that into understanding yourself better. Get curious about your own motivations, your patterns, your values. Build that relationship with yourself until it's so strong that other people's conclusion about you becomes irrelevant. I'm not saying you should never explain yourself or that you should become some mysterious figure who never communicates. What I'm saying is pick your battles wisely. Explain yourself to people who are genuinely trying to understand, who approach you with good faith and open hearts. But don't waste your breath on people who just want to be right or who have already decided who you are. Here's what I need you to remember. Your worth isn't determined by others' ability to see it. Just because someone can't see your value doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Your truth doesn't require external validation to be real. Your experiences happened. Your feelings are valid. Your perspective matters, whether anyone else gets it or not. Your journey doesn't need approval to be meaningful. You're not running for president here. You don't need anyone's vote to live your life. Build yourself from the inside out and let your peace be your power. When you're solid in who you are, other people's confusion becomes background noise instead of a crisis. Look, in the end, the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. Make it a strong one. Make it a relationship built on self-understanding, self-compassion, and self-respect. When you do that, you'll find that needing others to understand you becomes less and less important. You'll still connect with people. You'll still build meaningful relationships. But you won't be dependent on everyone getting you to feel okay about who you are. And that's it for today's episode. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who may need to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, remember, your peace doesn't require anyone else's permission. And never, never stop believing in yourself. Thank you.